All right. So I'm going to be a little bit of a sad boy today. All right. I want to be a soft boy. It's been a very long week. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have what I would call the most perfectly meal to eat when you're depressed. Okay. I
Okay.
have my uh, Arizona cherry juicy Ricky sparkling cherry lime.
I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, exactly. It's from Arizona, but it's called a Brooklyn original cherry juicy Ricky sparkling cherry lime. I,
Oh,
and then
okay.
also for because that's the drink for my food, I have a Jack Link's Wild, but and I know you can't see it, people, but it's Dr. Pepper flavored. Okay.
Is it good?
Oh God, it's like diabetes and a heart attack in a stick. I can't wait.
Look, at least are you getting some protein in that?
11 grams. Oh, welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at takeabreathpod. Also, check us out on IG. We're gonna start doing the IGs more often. You can find us on TikTok, Twix, whatever you like. Please remember, if you're watching or listening, like, share, subscribe, rate, and review because all that stuff helps. And look, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's your guys' fault I'm depressed. But I mean, like, maybe if you shared our stuff a little more, we'd be a little more popular. No, that's not fair. You guys support us. I'm being a sad boy, like I said. Oh, but
I know you got the hoodie on and
I
everything. Your
do,
hair's tucked
yeah.
in. Like what?
See, we're not doing a hat. It's not a hat day. It's a hoodie day.
Yeah.
But also, since we are going to be doing stuff on IG, and Judy is, she likes to be a little original everywhere she goes. It can't just be like the same thing across all of her socials. We're going to put up her IG social right there. You can still find me everywhere at TABPOD. But
Yes.
of course, also, it's
It's a sad drizzle king.
it's the sad drizzle king. But as the king, I have made a change in today's show geography, for lack of a better term. I didn't come up with any actual topics for myself this week. It was a decision I made. So instead, we will be doing some. We're going to be giving some takes on an am I over? Am I overreacting? Okay. So I went on to Reddit and I found a newer subreddit called, because we've all heard of Am I the Asshole, right? Most of us anyway have heard of Am I
Most
the
of you.
Asshole?
Yeah.
Where people go on and the point of the subreddit is you go on and you write a story that happened to you and you're supposed to let third party people who do not have any interest in what's going on say if you are indeed the asshole or not.
Right.
The issue with Am I the Asshole is that people will literally bait and switch every single time. And by that, I mean, they'll go, am I the asshole for calling my wife a bitch? Right? And you're like,
Right.
you read that,
Yeah.
you're like, how could you not be an
How
asshole?
could you not?
It's
Right.
your wife. And then you go in and it's like, so am I the asshole for calling my wife a bitch after she slapped my 3-year-old daughter in the face? Like, okay, you just wanted attention,
Right.
okay?
Yeah, of course.
So
He wanted
I
all
went-
the thumbs up or whatever they do on Reddit.
Exactly. So I went and I found an Am I Overreacting? Which, to be fair, there's still some of that in there. But I found a couple that are 4 that I thought would be fun to talk about. So before we get started, though, I'm going to open up my meat stick.
Is this the first time you're trying this meat stick?
Oh yeah, I've
Okay. Okay.
look. I enjoy food. Not even my fat ass is stupid enough to eat one of these on the regular. Okay, this is pure death. Okay.
Okay. Oh.
That's got
Oh.
a that
Those faces.
that is a weird.
Combination?
That's a weird taste. Like it's not bad. It's like you know how sometimes they'll have like not barbecue ribs but like Jack Daniel's glazed ribs,
Yeah, like some kind of glaze. Yeah.
right?
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's like that but a way worse quality version. And if they took the finished product and obviously because of what it is and then put it into a grinder, because it's not like, because when you eat one of those ribs you get points of, oh, there's the meat, oh, there's the glaze, oh, there's this.
Yeah.
This is just all flavors at you all the time. It's confusing my palate.
Huh. Are you gonna finish the stick though?
It's a sad boy day, okay?
Fair enough.
Would you finish the ice cream?
Most likely, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me wash
Yeah,
it
rinse the
down
taste
with some-
out. You know what we'll say about Arizona teas is that they never fail to always stay at the same price of 99 cents.
They're $1.25 now.
No. I don't drink Arizona teas.
It was like a whole thing.
Damn,
Honestly,
I did not
they're
know.
actually, no, I'm sorry. In some places, they're $1.50.
Ew.
And then you can get them on sale like two for $2.50 or whatever. Yeah, but
Oh,
they don't even
God.
put 99 cents. They finally got done with their surplus of 99-cent cans because even
I
they
didn't
thought
know.
this is never gonna change. And then,
Yeah, damn.
then COVID came in and said, "Hold my beer." All
I'm
right,
sad now.
am I overreacting when I get mad that my wife steps on my toes when I'm taking care of our son? My wife, female 31, and I, male 32, have a 14-month-old son, and she is always stepping in anytime he cries or whines when I'm with him trying to take care of him. For example, today, he was walking on a walker and holding a toy that I thought he would hurt himself with. He immediately started having a meltdown and cried really hard. She was working from home and stopped what she was doing, came over to him, picked him up to comfort him. I was trying to calm him down by talking to him, holding his hands and rubbing his back. I don't think he thinks he's learning to cry for... hold on. I don't think he should be picked up every time he cries because I think he's learning to cry for her to get what he wants. It feels like my toes are being stepped on, and that is what I'm and that what I'm doing isn't the right thing. It's our first kid, so we are still figuring out parenting dynamics. Am I overreacting?
I mean, so I think if it's if it's a concern to him, I wonder if he's even brought it up to his wife about
100%.
how she's always.
100%.
You think though? I think maybe he's like,
No,
she's the mom.
I'm agreeing with you 100%.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. Like.
So
yeah, that's
it's one
something
of
you
those-
definitely, because that's a thing that me and the EP have had conversations with. Like when I'm talking to Asher and I'm like, dealing with him, she'll come in and be like, and I'm like, babe, you gotta let me, because in that moment, whether it's a guy or a girl, right? In that moment, you're taking all the power away from that other party, right? The thing that I would say so I will say in general, no, not overreacting. However,
right.
in this case that he brought up, she's working from home.
Yeah.
Right? So she's working from home and she hears the baby crying, and
Mm-hmm.
you have it. Now, granted, maybe it was like 10 seconds or whatever, and she just went into action. But I'll put it this way. If I'm working from home and the kid is crying for longer than I deem necessary while I am working, I'm going to
Right.
take care of it. Because so I can get back to work. So that is the one thing where I'm like, you might be overreacting a little bit. Maybe you should take the child to a different section of the house where she can't hear him then.
Right. Yes. Yes.
You know, take him to the
Yes.
park.
Yeah. Do like even just a stroll around the neighborhood. Like, yeah, I think that was also weird because I know I have like friends who work from home, but they also have like infants with them. Like, for instance, Val would mention how when her husband is home and she's working, like she expects her husband to take care of the kid because she's technically at work.
Mm-hmm.
Like she is working, just like, when she would drop off her kids at like their grandparents for the workday. Because even though they're working from home, you still have to have that balance of like, yes, I have to work and not have to worry about my kid. So I don't understand why the wife would just step in. Like, I think she has to have faith in her husband that he could take care of their kid, because what happens when you have more kids?
Well, yeah, for sure. And then the one thing that I will say for both of them, because it took, I mean, it's a process, right? But I would say it probably took us about 2-ish years of living together before we finally had that full agreement on what is acceptable for both sides in that situation, or even just felt comfortable enough to not just be like, hey, you're in the moment being like, hey, you're stepping on my toes, and the other party to be like, you're right, my bad, right? It took us about 2.5 years to get to that, and they were saying that the kid is 14 months old. So 100%, like you were saying, if he hasn't, he needs to talk to his wife. He needs to let her know how he's feeling about these things, because if you don't have that communication, you can't grow from it. And the growth takes time regardless. So
Yeah.
all right.
Hope you get some help, bro.
Yeah. Judy, I told you last week I had been going to the gym, and now I'm seeing all these pics on Twix about you going to the gym. I feel like you're stealing my thing.
I may have.
What the hell? Also,
I wouldn't say I stole it.
Real quick, before we get into it, though, I do want to say you had whatever, like, now the photo was kind of grainy, to be fair, but whatever you were wearing to work the other day that you posted on Twix, it looked really cute on you. I just wanted to let you know about that. Like I said, photo was grainy, so we're good. So my judgment may vary, right? But it seemed cute. But yeah, you're stealing my thing, and I don't like it.
I'm not stealing it. I would say I was motivated by you.
Oh, that I like.
Yeah.
This I do like.
See. Since we moved, I had not gone to the gym, so it's been 6 months.
Damn.
Exactly. And I know I have a gym at work, but I don't want to stay later at the place I am and then drive an hour home still. It doesn't make sense to me.
Right. And that's the thing, it's tough to go to a gym after work and then have to drive home any distance. It's more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, because in your head afterwards, after work, you're like, fuck, I just had a long day. And I do want to go work out, but I don't want to get home in because then you have to add on the actual workout. I don't want to get home in like 2.5, 3 hours from now.
Yes.
The fucking night is over. Okay.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing then? So
I found a gym close to home. So what I would do is I would go to the gym after dinner or later in the evening, which it's fine with me because I usually stay up later than normal.
Okay.
So I would go to the gym like around 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I will say I love my gym. It's small, but I think I've gone all week, and at most there may be like 5 other people there, if that. There was one point on, I think, Wednesday night when I was working out, I was just by myself. I was like, damn, this is kind of nice.
So when you say it's kind of small, are you saying it's like one of those strip mall gyms?
Yeah, it's I go to an Anytime Fitness. So I don't know if you've ever been
Okay.
to one,
I mean,
but
I've
they're
seen.
small.
I was in a Snap Fitness before. Snap.
Mhm.
And it
Snap.
was very similar to Anytime Fitness, except that I feel like Anytime was a more corporate structured version. Like if
Mhm.
you went into one Anytime, you had been into a majority of Anytimes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
With Snap, it was like we have some of the same stuff. Like we got treadmills,
Right. We got elliptical.
yeah, but the layout, ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go
No,
to
but
Anytime.
yeah, and it's perfect. They have like my favorite machines. They have like the 2 squat racks, and they have one Smith machine, all the treadmills, ellipticals, and stuff. But I just love how not, because I was debating on that one or a bigger gym, which is the 24-hour fitness near us.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look at the comparison with the parking lots, and obviously 24 hours is just a lot more packed. And I'm not really like a people person. I would just rather stay in my own zone when I'm working out and like, not have to worry about people trying to use the equipment or they're waiting on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what I've liked about here. But on top of the gym, I subscribe to like a workout app. So I'm doing like their 8-week boot camp thing. I finished the first week and honestly, it's been pretty nice. I was like, okay. I'm like, if Ryan's doing this, I could do this.
I was gonna ask you too, like what your workout is. Like what do you
Mhm.
like? What are you getting sweaty to?
Okay, I started using, so there's this fitness influencer, I guess I would call her, on TikTok. Her name
Oh
is Whitney
God, I'm
Simmons.
already done. I'm
No,
already.
no,
Where's
no.
the
But
meat
listen,
stick?
I know, you would
Oh,
think, but I love her workouts because she actually does like weightliftings and things. So her app, she has like different workout programs. I'm doing her a live 8-week program. But anyway, she splits it up. You have 2 days of upper exercise, 2 days of lower exercise, and then you have one cardio day and then 2 rest days. And she splits it up for the week. I have to just adjust it for Thursday nights. So then I put my rest day for Thursday nights because we record.
usually yes.
Usually, yes. But it's just great. It's just different things that I'm like, I would have never thought of doing that. I would just go around using different machines, but she
Mm.
uses mostly free weights and like the cable pulley things that they use. So week 1 is done. I have
That's.
7 more weeks to go.
I'm very happy. I'm very glad that you're doing that. Sorry. I also, when it comes to working out, guess what, people? I know that I look like this, but I actually do have a plethora of fitness knowledge. I just don't utilize it because food. Um, but I find it very interesting because I do this thing and it's really, really bad where I kind of just inject myself into my personal history into someone else's life.
Mhm.
So when I'm at the gym, it's like it never dawns on me that other people don't know how to do certain exercises or whatever with like
Mhm.
free weights or all that kind of stuff. And that you would strictly only do machines is my point, right?
Mhm.
Because to me, like half of the workouts that I would want to do normally are using the pulleys because like that it just gives you so many different options, especially if you wanted to work like if you're working arms, right?
Mhm.
Perfect
Mhm.
example. You can switch really easily from going to triceps to biceps on that pulley machine because there's a thing on top and bottom. You don't even have to change your handle, whatever you want
Handles.
to call it.
Mhm.
So, but no, that's good. I take back what I said then about the influencer or the eye roll I gave. Like, I'm glad that the influencer influenced you.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been
Honestly,
great.
I'll put it this way: anything that someone can do to be able to make going to the gym enjoyable. Because for most of us, even if it becomes part of our routine and we're like, yeah, I don't hate that hour and a half that I'm there. It's never like, I can't wait to go.
Exactly.
Right?
And so on top of
real quick, this is actually why so many guys golf, okay? This is why my brother's at the golfing range or the driving range right now. It's so his tubby ass doesn't have to go to the gym, okay? You see them out there, they're like, I hit 90 balls today. That was like so many calories burned. I don't have to go to the gym. Guess what? Yeah, you do. Take your tubby ass to the gym and listen to my podcast.
but he listens to it on the driving range.
I know, but I'm just saying it's not you can't just do driving. You can't just twist and expect. They tried that in the 50s with that fucking machine, right? Where it was just a strap and it would just shake you. They tried it in the 50s. It doesn't work. You can't just twist your way into fitness. Ugh.
No, what I was trying to say, on top of just going back to gym, is I'm trying to like work on, I wouldn't say it's a diet because I'm still going to eat like what I would want to eat, but I'm just trying to meet like, my fiber intake and my protein intake.
You're trying to make lifestyle changes.
Yeah. Little things like that. But, if you do some like Googling and things like, oh, how much protein should I be eating? A lot of these places and the people that I see like on TikTok, which I also don't know if they're like actually registered dietitians or whatever, but they're like, well, you should try to aim for, I think it's like some like 150 grams of like protein or something, right? And I'm here thinking like,
that's a lot.
That's a lot. And there's some people that I've seen with their videos saying like you should try to aim for the amount of protein in the weight that you're trying to reach. So if I'm trying to be like 200 pounds, I have to eat 200 grams of protein is what you're telling me?
So
like, I feel like that's a little excessive, but I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of science behind it.
So I'm trying to think my way through this right now. Okay. What I've always heard, especially when you are trying to lose weight, right? And that is where the predominance of my knowledge comes from also, is trying to lose weight, not so much put on muscle. For some reason, it's easy to put weight on. I don't know. But I've always been told that if you're trying to lose weight, you want to eat approximately half your, like in numbers, half your weight in grams of protein. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you would eat 50 grams of protein.
Right.
Right. And you're also an 8-year-old. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that could be off too. But that's what I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 200 grams. Because like a protein shake in itself is only like at most
30.
50. Well, I'm saying at least most 50.
At most.
Right. So you have to drink 4 of those a day. That's.
But you would still try to. I mean, I don't think you would want to drink 4 protein shakes. But
I get that. I get that you would actually want real food, and I'm just saying in general, like think of a diet that would require you. Even fucking Slim Fast was like 1 in the morning, 1 at night, and then a sensible dinner. Okay, fine. Then we could say, 1 in the afternoon and a sensible dinner. Fine, we could say 1 in the morning, 1 at night, and 1 in the afternoon because I fucked it up again. But still, it's only 3.
It's crazy. But then I'm like, all right, so I'm here looking through like our fridge.
Somewhere there's a Generation Z person just like, what the fuck is Slim Fast?
My God, does it even still exist? It's still
Probably not. Oh man. Kids, if you don't know what Slim Fast is, go check out the YouTube videos on the commercials right now. Please do yourself a favor and go learn about the bullshit that people thought was healthy back in the fucking 80s and 90s.
And 90s, yes. Oh, big time. Big time. Right. Because it's like the trend in the 90s, right? Was that like thin, like that slim look?
Yeah, I would say Yeah, it was definitely like you were doing slim fast or you were fucking vegetarian because
Yeah.
even vegans weren't like a real thing yet.
They weren't.
Ugh. All right, back to am I overreacting? Am I overreacting? Male friend took emotional advantage of mutual friend. Now I feel very uncomfortable about them. I have a guy friend that I always thought I was safe with and trusted like a brother. One of those guys that prides themselves on being someone women can trust. The other day, one of our mutual friends started a new medication that made her feel like she was disassociating and was not herself. Very panicked and a bit scared, she told this person and they came over with the pretense of not wanting her to be alone. At some point, he started making moves on her, holding her hand, took nail polish out of his pocket, and randomly started painting her nails, professing his love for her and telling her that he regretted not taking his shot with her. He seemed to think that they were suddenly in a relationship. He is married. He did not physically harm her. However, she still felt extremely violated, especially considering he knew she was not in her right mental state. She told him that she didn't feel the same and he did leave, but has been calling and texting her a lot. Maybe because when I got there that day, she was still very much not herself from the meds. And because of how much the fear of something similar happening, I'm considering cutting ties. I no longer feel safe. That was...
Wait, okay, so it's from someone else's point of view with two other people involved in the story, right? That's what I just wanted to gather from here.
Yes. Look, I'm not going to lie. This one is very delicate, especially since we don't know these people. But
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw it out there.
Okay.
I feel like, and I'm going to assume this is a she from the way that this was written.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's overreacting. Okay, and before the pitchforks come out, and look, just hear me out real quick, okay? She mentioned multiple times in this story that her friend was disassociative, not acting herself, and just out of it due to the fact that she was on this medication.
Mm-hmm.
And it also did not seem like she has gotten the guy's side of the story.
Right. So
you know who I don't fully trust telling me the full honest truth about something?
Yeah.
Someone who's whacked out on drugs. And look, I'm not saying this other lady is a druggie or anything. I'm saying that her meds are messing with her and not having her act like herself. And so from that point of view, anything that he could be doing could be taken in the wrong way.
Right.
Now, I will also say, homie, what the fuck are you doing with nail polish just in your pocket? Like, you got to have a good reason.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about it.
You got to have a good reason for that nail polish to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And still, even after, if I'll put it this way, with him being a married man, if let's say 50% of that story is true, it's still really like, okay, maybe you're not so overreacting. But my point as to why I would say she's overreacting is simply because the only source of information she is going off of is someone who is whacked out on drugs.
Yeah. Girl, I don't know. I don't know about you. Maybe there's something wrong with you also, and maybe it's you. Maybe you're the problem.
Yes.
And your friends aren't the problem.
Well, because here's the other thing too. Like at the end, she's saying that she wants the guy is texting her nonstop or whatever, right?
Is he texting her or her friend?
Her friend, that he's been texting the friend.
Okay,
right. But who's to say if you're whacked out on drugs? Who's to say how much is too much? And by that, I mean, look, one time back in the day, right? I was, let's say I was about 23 and I was at my apartment. I had a party at my apartment, and it was one of the very first times I had ever been medicated, right? And I got the fucking fear so badly, okay? And so at one point, I was just like, nope, this shit's done. I'm done. Everyone, to their credit, was like, cool, we will leave. We understand. But I had the fear so badly that they weren't moving fast enough for my liking, to the point where my friends were like, no, man, you understand. This is what happens. It's all good. They're just out. Because they were out of my apartment. They were just like in the parking lot. And I was like, the fucking cops are going to come and I'm going to get in trouble. They need to leave now. They need to leave. And my friends were like, no, man, you understand? Like, they're being chill. They're just on their phones looking for a new party to go to. Like, everything's fine. No, I'm going to jail. So that's what I mean. Like, he could have just texted her, like, let's say he texted her 3 times, like, hey, hope you're doing well. Haven't heard from ya.
Right.
Please let me know you're okay. Right?
Yeah.
Those could be 3 separate text message conversations. It's just, oh, he's texting me too much. He won't stop. He's lusting for me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you should really get the other party's side on that one before and especially if you thought so highly of this person. Like,
yeah, that's the other thing.
How could you think so highly of this person and then not at least give them the I'm not thinking of the right word right now, but give them the courtesy,
the benefit of doubt?
Yeah, well, not even the benefit of the doubt, but the courtesy of getting their side of the story, right?
Yeah.
Because look, benefit of the doubt, when it comes to certain issues like this, I think we can all agree benefit of the doubt kind of can go out the window, especially when it comes to your personal history, your personal comfort zone and all that stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
You would hope that it would be there, but more times than not, it goes out the window. So, but even if it's like you can have a conversation with someone over the phone, very distant, and be like, yo, Tammy said you came at her in a crazy way. And it's like, if what she said is true, you could even be like hostile about it. If what she said is true, that's fucked up. But I need to hear what happened, right? And then just go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. Not enough meat stick in my life.
I know you need more meat stick.
Can't
Was that the whole thing? Oh.
No, I got so much meat stick left.
Okay, you need to finish the meat stick before the end of this episode.
I'm trying. It's so sad to eat. Judy, you haven't told me about anything going on with your schmut in like a couple weeks.
Yes.
What happened with the last book you were flying through because it wasn't a full day's worth of
It wasn't. I think it was on. So the last book I read and I mentioned to y'all was like the CEO intern one, which, I mean, one, it was short, but I also just didn't like it. It was just very jumbled, and I mean, so at the end of the story, the intern finished
on her face.
No, she finished her internship.
Oh.
And got the director position, right? And then so at the end, it's like, okay.
Sorry, now I'm just thinking director nuts. Because remember, I'm a high schooler. I'm emotionally in high school, so it's fine. All right, so she gets the director position, and it's
she gets the director position, and that was kind of like the end of it, right? But the epilogue was they end up getting married.
So it's basically just a bad version of a bad story called 50 Shades of Grey.
Basically, yeah. Okay. It was just not great. But I finished that. That was like maybe 8 hours, I think, in length of total. I finished, I was like, it wasn't that great. So now I'm like 75% done with my next book that I'm reading.
Real quick, I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
this is like, it's sweating. It's like,
There's moisture coming out.
yeah, there's moisture on the sides of it. Like,
Is it oil?
Probably.
Is it just oil?
It probably hydrogenated oil.
Yeah.
From the Dr. Pepper flavor of the meat. Sorry, go ahead.
From the beef and pork that's mixed in there.
And pork and chicken in a colored casing.
Ew. Okay. So my current book that I'm reading, it's not as smutty. Okay, I don't know why I expect all these books to be the same level of smut as the first book that I read, the Pucking Around. But nothing is topping Pucking Around right now.
But oh, sorry, I'm full of meat stick right now.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, pause. Well, no, that's I mean, that's honestly, that's why you read something, or your first impression of something was so far one way.
Yeah.
It's like the first time, and women will say they'll give you a second chance in this area, and they will to a degree, right? But it's like the first time you have sex with somebody, you're always going to be judged by that. Right?
Yeah.
Or you're always going to be held in that esteem. Like and my point is, the first time you lay it down, if you lay it down so immaculately that like she wants to cook breakfast for you that morning, right? Then forever she'll have that thought in her mind, like, damn, he puts it down so good though. Like, I can't not. Right?
Yeah.
But if the first time you're like, then she starts being like, I mean, he's got a great personality, but so
yeah.
All right. So what's the new book about?
So the new book is I wanted to find a book. I know it might sound weird, but I wanted to find a book where the main character is a big girl. Because the last few books that I read, they always mention how thin or how skinny the female character is, right? I know. So they have, like, okay, so maybe something that's a little bit more relatable to myself. But my God, okay, so I'm reading the book about the big girl, but the way the author pictures her, she is so whiny. Like, all she cares, like, she is so whiny. So she's the main character, obviously, where the male character
okay, real
is
quick. When we say big girl, give me some dimensions, because there's sexy big and then there's big.
Well, so from her perspective, she's ugly big. But from the male perspective that loves her, who ends up falling in love with her, I should say, is says that she's like a sexy big. So we really can't, like, I don't know if it's just how the big girl portrays herself, because that's kind of how we always are. Like, we just try to put down ourselves because we think that nobody likes us and that they're ugly or whatever. But just the way she does it, it's so annoying to me. And I'm like, damn, is that how I sound? Like, whenever I tell Keith, like, no, I'm too fat. Like, every time I mention this, I just get so annoyed by this lady. And like, obviously her man is telling her, like, she's super hot, she's sexy, she got big titties, like, he's like, how do you not see what I see? But I can also see from her perspective, like, but it just got annoying. And I mean, I'm happy that I'm almost done with this book, because that the main character, she's just like, and so then that kind of made me think, I'm like, okay, maybe I should also change my perspective on myself if I think this is annoying. Like, it probably is annoying to me too.
Keith is in the car right now, like, please.
Like, thank God she came to this realization.
I tell her every day how pretty she is. And all she ever says is, shut up, Keith, you're lying. God, thank you so much. Oh,
you're welcome, boo.
Honestly, he's probably in the car right now, just like, Yeah, that smut is coming in handy. Oh my god.
Yeah. So it just made me. I'm like, ooh. I
So
just. Anyways.
okay, but let's get back to the good parts of the book. We get that that the main character is whiny and cry or whatever, but like,
Yeah,
how's
she
the
is.
sex?
Okay, that's the other thing. So
She get
she
winded.
comes. No,
She gets winded. She gets asthma attack. Huh?
no,
Halfway through, she's like, I got heart palpitations. You gotta stop.
no. So she's a big girl and he's a skinny guy, or and who knows what, right? But the way she's a virgin.
Oh, a smut book about a virgin?
Yes, she's a virgin. She's straight out of college. She was sheltered her whole life.
Wait, she's straight out of college and she's still a virgin? Oh,
Yeah,
girl.
I think they said she's 22 or 23 in the.
Oh my god. No, you gotta slang that thing around in college. That's what the part of college is for.
But that's the thing. She was self-conscious and she was sheltered. It never really occurred to her that people or like men wanted to do things with her.
Yeah, but that's already like, you leave your dorm for more than 3 minutes and you will find a college man who will tell you what he will do to you. That's my point.
What do you call it? The double barrel?
Yeah.
The double basket, not double barrel.
The double clutch twisting basket catch, okay? Trademark TM. Just, okay? Although I do not suggest doing that move with a quote unquote big girl. That's how you throw your back out. So like, you gotta have some extra torque on that thing. You know what I'm saying? All right. So not saying that my big queens don't deserve love and don't deserve all that. So I'm just saying that like we gotta practice.
We know
OSHA.
our limits. We
gotta have OSHA safety standards. Okay.
Yeah. Can't have anybody injured while doing the deed.
So like, what is going on? Is it just like the whole time he's just going down on her then? Because like that's
it first started that way, and that was the first time she ever had that happen too. And so she was just kind of like, it's a little weird, but then, but then he like loves it.
Of course she does.
No, he does.
Oh, of course he does. He's like, my big queen.
But I mean, eventually they do have sex and everything, and it's great for both of them. I mean, the way they describe
I'm sure
like,
it was realistically written too, where it's just 20 minutes of her going, ow, 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 slow, ow, no, it feels good, ow, ow, slow, ow, no, it's good, ah.
There wasn't much verbalization like that in the book, but
it was probably just her in her mind, like, oh my God, it hurts, but I'm a fat cow, so I deserve the pain. Ah! And in his mind, it's just, oh my God, this feels so good. I'm with the hottest girl alive. I can't believe this is happening. And
that's exactly it.
Ah, it hurts. Ah, I deserve the pain. Ah! God, I should start writing smut. I really should. You know, I don't want to write it though. I just want to, I just want to like freeball it.
Okay.
Where I just like come up with the book off the top of my head. It's just it's improv, but for books.
Oh God.
Oh God, I forgot that was coming. I got scared. I'm a soft boy today. I wasn't ready. Okay.
Oh man.
It does it for the first half of the show. Honestly, I'm having fun. Thankfully.
With your meat stick.
With my meat stick.
That's what you'll use your to describe your girthy membrane as your meat stick.
Yes.
In your new smut.
Girthy membrane. Like membrane. Who refers to a dick as a membrane? If anyone ever referred to my because I know we discussed it on Quarter Life Crisis. Have I ever talked about my nickname for my dick on here?
Not on this one.
It's Gungnir. All right. If I ever referred to Gungnir as a membrane, I think Gugner would slap me in the face. He's like, no! People are probably asking, why is it called Gungnir? Well, that's a story for a different time, and we have run out of time on this half of the show. When we come back, more Am I Overreacting? But honestly, something happened to Judy and Keith that I saw on her Twix feed, and I've been wanting to ask her about it ever since. So we'll get into that and more right here on A Conversation with Judy. Oh, on a Conversation with Judy and the Mad Dog Morning Radio right here on YouTube. Woo.
On YouTube?
At TABPOD, yeah. We're on YouTube. Like, woo. All right.
Woo.
All right, welcome back to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at TABPOD. If you're just joining us, which obviously you're not just joining us, you've been here the whole time. Who starts a podcast halfway through? Who does that? No one. I'm continuing my meat stick.
Yeah. How much have we finished it?
We're almost halfway. We're almost
Okay.
halfway. Oh God, I've got like oil on my hands from the packaging now. You asked me something in the break, and I asked if you could ask me again.
Yeah. I wanted to know how many servings is that meat stick?
Thankfully, it's only one, right?
Okay.
But the reason I wanted you to ask me again is because as soon as you asked me during the break, in my head, I immediately saw the boardroom meeting for this, and they were like, look at the size of that thing. We gotta cut down the serving size. And they were like, no, we're not gonna put 5.5 grams of protein on we're one serving. I could see the head of Jack Links and Dr. Pepper just all going hard on me like, no. And then somewhere a bean counter is like, but like, one serving of that size of a meat stick could kill someone. I don't care. Who would actually eat it all in one sitting?
This guy would.
Oh my God. Oh, all right.
Oh man, that's good times.
Judy,
Good times.
someone stole from you.
Yes. Okay.
Who steals? I
We
thought you
don't
lived in
know.
a nice neighborhood.
We do. But let me tell you what they stole. So then I can tell you about the neighborhood. So last weekend, we got Keith ordered our Biden Harris sign for, the political
How much
2024,
did
right?
you guys pay?
I think it was like $15 or something. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
sorry.
Anyways, okay, so Keith was like, I'm gonna put it out. I was like, okay, cool, put it out. He put it out last Sunday afternoon out on our near our sidewalk, right? The next day, I came home from work. I didn't notice anything different. Keith got home and he's like, hey, did you notice? I was like, did I notice what? He's like, someone stole our fucking Biden Harris sign. I go, shut up. No, they didn't. And so, sure enough, they sure did stole our sign. And so I was like, okay. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, maybe someone from the HOA did it because maybe, they have something against political signs. And so I looked up our HOA book or whatever, and we're only supposed to have political signs. I think it says up to a month before the actual election. Fine, right? So I go, but you would think that they wouldn't just take it. They would just put it on our door or something. It doesn't make sense.
They would send you a fine.
Yeah, or a warning even.
Yeah.
Or something, right? Something. So I go, ooh, Keith, should I take it to our neighborhood Facebook group and say thanks for stealing our sign, whoever was in our neighborhood? I go, do I want to cause some drama?
Yeah, I was like, are you choosing violence right now?
But I went to our Facebook group. I didn't say someone stole our sign. I go, hey, someone took our sign. And I go, I don't know if it was the HOA, but they're people were oh, it's probably not the HOA. They wouldn't just steal it. And so, but then I Okay, so our neighborhood, now I should say, or our city that we live in, is a very conservative city. But I mean, we're in Texas in general, so
Right.
obviously, like, obviously, very red state. But I was just, I was just telling Keith, like, damn, I didn't think that somebody would be like so upset and just like straight up steal our side. But thanks to the Biden Harris campaign people, they sent us a new one for free because Keith said somebody stole our side.
See, that Keith is smart.
God.
Keith is, he knows how to play the game. Okay, because he was like, I bet, because I guarantee you, he sent that email and someone at the campaign office was like, we will not let this injustice go.
saw the address. They're like, yeah, that's probably bound to happen. I'm sure they get plenty of emails like that, honestly.
Oh. God, man.
But I still couldn't believe it. Even in our nice neighborhood, that someone would just take it.
Like, I don't know. I feel it on both sides, right? And I say that because I am someone who I would say I align with you politically pretty closely. But I'm also someone who wouldn't have a sign in my yard of any kind of political affiliation other than like yes on medication. Like, that's the one. That's the only time. But other than that,
yes, like, for medication.
Yes, whatever the proposition is, whatever number, just yes. And also, I think part of it too is that and I don't want to get into all of it, but I'm not really enthralled with either of the nominees.
Yeah, of course.
Of the parties, right? So, yeah. So for me, like, I get why you guys would put your sign out there. I also kind of have an understanding, even if it wasn't like a political thing specifically, of like why someone be like, I don't want to see this shit right now.
Yeah.
Like, but okay. So has anyone stolen the backup sign?
No, we haven't put it out yet.
Oh,
just because we don't want to get fined by the HOA.
Right. Okay. Because yeah. When does the actual election start?
I don't know, like October or something, right?
Wait. I'm sorry.
Or November is the election day. But...
Yeah. So you're allowed to have it a month before the election day. Oh,
I think that's what it says. Yeah.
Okay. That's why I was getting confused because I was like, because voting opens up, like you said, probably sometime in October or late September or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you can
I don't know, maybe
like
we're gonna put it like up in the end of like August when summer's done.
Hey, the polls are open, baby.
Yeah. Tell us something now.
Oh. I can't wait to see who in your neighborhood also puts up I don't know if he's actually picked a running mate yet, but like a Trump sign.
Oh, anywhere. I know. We're waiting.
I can't wait because what's gonna happen is even if they didn't do it, right?
Right. Yeah.
They're gonna be the people that stole your sign. I can just already see you be like, that's the little motherfucker right there.
Yeah, as soon as I told Keith, as soon as we see any Trump signs up here, they're suspect number one.
So you need to be careful, though. You need to be careful.
Yeah.
Because this is something that Keith is obviously very passionate about, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because you're the one who told me about how he got into a verbal altercation with someone in your family.
Oh, in my family, yes.
Right? So obviously, he doesn't give a fuck and will die for this shit, right?
Oh, he will. He's very much so, yes.
So my point in saying that is that don't let it go too far because you bought that motherfucker, okay? You can't leave.
Yeah, it's true.
You can't. And guess what? They were there first. They ain't leaving either.
It's true.
Okay?
Very, very true.
So this is a delicate situation, but
yes,
I'm
especially in this
excited.
climate. Yes.
I'm very excited to see which one of your neighbors was the one that which one of your neighbors is the one that puts up a sign? Because they totally weren't the ones who stole it.
Definitely not.
All right. Back to am I overreacting?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Oh, sorry. Am I
Hey.
overreacting? Hey! Am I overreacting? Everything about life is so discouraging. Hi, everyone. I am a 22-year-old girl that is. Someone's going to clip that. I am a 22-year-old girl that is graduating with her master's degree this weekend. I have been job searching since last year and nothing. I was interviewing for a role at a good company, but they ended up going with someone else. I went through 4 rounds of interviews. Everything seems so discouraging, and I'm tired, so tired of life. When it's my turn to be an adult, nothing is working out. Sometimes I think of going to another country and selling mangoes by the roadside and living in a tiny home.
God, bitch. Okay.
The point of this post is I am so exhausted with life and nothing is working. I low-key don't even want to be here anymore. Yes, I seek out help. I try so hard, yet nothing. What more can I do?
Jeez.
I felt the energy from you shift so hard. Like you were like, yeah, solidarity. Okay, bitch.
Come on now.
I will let you go and then I will give my opinion.
A few things. I think you're overreacting, but in a sense that yes, I get it's hard. I mean, it's just hard for people in general to get jobs. Like, as much as I want to leave my job, I can't because of how hard the market is. Like, I just know it's not just you. And I know the Gen Zers are definitely feeling the job market, especially those who are graduating college and things like that now. And it is hard because either everyone's, at a job where they hate, but they're not going to let go because there's jobs that they can't get anywhere else right now. And, but I get that it's hard, but it's hard for everybody else. And I know that's not something they want to hear. Nobody else really wants to hear. Like, yeah, it sucks for you too. I'm sorry. Like, it's just something we've dealt with already, but they're just barely dealing with it now. Like, we've been there, done that, girl.
No, you just turned into Bane. You just turned into Bane from Dark Knight Rises.
Did I?
Yeah. You adopted the doc. I was born in it.
I was raised in the 90s by Slim Fast, okay? We've been there, done that.
Look, I will say this. I will start off by saying you're 1,000% correct. But what I will say to defend this person is that there's a couple different things that have happened with jobs that make it very unfair for the populace. Because Judy, this is something I'm sure you know of this, but do you understand that most jobs are not filled by someone who is raw new to the company, that they are filled by someone who is a personal friend or an acquaintance or has a relationship with with the person hiring them?
That sounds right, yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So my point in saying that is if you are going to make people go through all of these rounds and rounds and rounds, only for still most jobs to be filled by, I like the cut of Jim's jib, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you are being unfair to the job surplus or the job populace.
Yeah.
On top of that, since headhunting, or what's another word for it?
Recruiting?
Since recruiting has become such a vital job to be part of the HR department,
Mm-hmm.
right? So literally, to be part of the HR department, you no longer have to just be able to explain if someone can get a 401k or how their healthcare benefits work. No. You now also, in order to keep your job, have to have a steady supply of new applicants coming in.
Right.
Okay. So rather than going out and just trying to find quality candidates for the position, taking your time and doing it the way it should be done, you're now throwing out a mass net, right? And by throwing out a mass net, you've turned every single job into what I call a 10% job, right? And I say that because when you go, if you were to apply for the fire department, of all the people that apply, once you go through the physical training and the boards, before you go to actual firefighter school, but just to get to there, about 90% of the people do not qualify, right?
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. You're now turning a job, every single job on the market, into a 10%er job. And it shouldn't be like that for someone coming out of college. For an entry level position, right? Because look, if she's applying for fucking director of blah 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 job,
right?
That has 50 years of experience. Okay, but no, because anyone who would actually accept her application for that position is also super fucked up, right?
Yeah.
So for an entry level job, for you to have to go through all those rounds, only for you to be told time and time and time and time again, no, thank you. Because like I said, we've made it such a wide net that it's impossible for us to actually be able to fill these jobs with the amount of people coming in. It's just not possible. That it makes it so that it feels like the job market is exponentially harder, right? And that's before you get into the fact that the job market has not caught up as far as pay, has not caught up to inflation. Probably isn't gonna, people. Sorry to tell you.
Yeah.
You know, that's not, it's, you know what, you know when it's gonna catch up? Right before that bitch hits again. I hit you. We all gonna make $40 an hour, and then shit, bread's gonna be $55 a loaf. I bet it. I bet you.
Yeah.
So that's why I say she is overreacting in the fact that it's something that we're all going through, and that she's gonna go and live in a fucking tiny hut in
somewhere in the tropics.
Country.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go sell mangoes
on the street. Like,
and
girl.
I will say, I think that even she was being like, that she was having a goof. Like it's like, you know, when you're just feeling sorry for yourself, like, like, I don't really think that she's gonna go and like climb trees and pick mangoes.
Maybe she'll come back. I know, maybe she'll come back and follow a post up, ended up in Guatemala, selling mangoes on the side of the street in my tiny house. Like,
oh, I'm now the mango queen of Guatemala.
Exactly.
So, like, you know, and it's really tough, and I don't know, that one really struck with me because it just seems like everything is, you either have to figure out a way to become a self-made millionaire, or you're just stuck in this really shitty cycle of everything is too expensive and there's no way to pull yourself out of it. And also, a part of that is that everyone, and another thing is that this person, she just graduated from college, right? So most likely she's in debt from her student loans. And now she can't even start to pay them off. Yeah, they might be deferred or whatever, but she can't start to pay them off because she can't get a fucking job. And what's going to happen is, because she's like one of a billion people out there, myself included, we get these degrees and now we can't get a job anywhere. So we have to go find jobs that have nothing to do with our degrees, just so that we can survive and or pay off any stupid ass loans we have. Thank God my parents helped me out with college. You know how fucked I would be right now if I also had student loans on top of everything else? I would be a Biden supporter. I'd be like, yeah, get rid of him. Yeah, get rid of him. I would be bringing a new Biden-Harris sign to your fucking house right now. Okay.
Can buy us a banner.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
you know,
it's rough. It's rough.
I mean, especially like houses are another thing in general. Like, I'm still so happy that you guys were able to find something, but you know, when you look at everything, it's really disparaging. And yeah,
I know. And you hear about a lot of these college kids who end up moving back home with their parents because they can't get jobs. They don't have jobs to pay for rent or live on their own, so they have to move back.
And think about how fucking mentally terrible that is for a generation, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's the time in your life you're done with college. Maybe you go back to mom and dad's for like a summer while you figure everything out. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But now the fact that I can't do it without them. Mm-hmm. I can't survive without my parents. I can't do anything if they're not around. So no matter what, even if, let's say 3, 4, 5 years down the road, everything can change for you. You get the house, you get the job, whatever. That's still going to be something, like I said, across a generation that is going to be mentally fucked in their head.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's rough.
So, all right. To get on to things that aren't so disparaging. You know what? I'm going to take back. Not overreacting at all. You got it, sis. You were doing great. Okay, you have the pulse of society. Not overreacting. The mango queen of Guatemala.
I love that mango queen of Guatemala.
Oh, God. Okay.
But wait. Since we talked about the college graduate, can I just talk about the unfortunate coincidence that I made? Oh,
I forgot about that. Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So I was telling Ryan that I discovered this like super unfortunate coincidence with the high school graduates of 2020 and the college graduates of 2024 because they're the same kids. Okay. So with all the political things happening with the universities canceling, what? Yeah.
I saw a coincidence between this group of people and the exact same group of people.
I know. I didn't put the two and two together.
Okay, fair enough.
I was like, wait, yeah, that makes sense. So I read all the news articles about how all these universities are canceling their graduations because of all the protests that have, all the students that are putting protests and stuff. And I'm just thinking like, damn, these are the same kids who had to graduate peak COVID and didn't even have a graduation to do. And now here they are 4 years later and they can't graduate from college either. Like, that's just so fucked up. Like, how unfortunate is that for this one group of this generation coming up?
You know what? I'm sorry I said anything. I completely take back my take about, oh, look at this one group and this other group. Kudos for you for putting that together. That is shitty.
It's the shittiest thing. I'm like, oh my God, how terrible is that? Like, you're so looking forward to graduating high school. COVID hits. Y'all got to do like this little stupid Zoom commencement. And now I get the students in college now are protesting something that they believe in. And all of this pro-Palestine, whatever.
It's still over Palestine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought we had moved on to something else by now. Shit, I thought they were like protesting women's rights or something.
It's like full on force right now with that. But
okay.
So, and I'm like, damn, like I get that they're standing up for what they believe in and things, but I'm just like, I just spent 4 years in college thinking I was going to go up on stage, to make my parents and my family happy. I'm graduating college. And now here we are again. And they just cancel our commencement with no like backup for it or anything like that. Like, it just sucks for them.
No, it does. Like, because I remember at my high school graduation, like my big complaint was that we weren't allowed to throw our actual hats in the air.
Mm-hmm, we weren't either
because they had like pointed corners or some shit. So they gave us like like cardboard hats that we could throw up, but they were my colors were black and green, right? But mostly black for the gown and the cap. But this was like an actual piece of cardboard. So if I threw it, this is brown. So I was like, I can't get jiggy with this, okay?
No,
I can't get in to throw this in the air. But yeah, no, that would suck if somehow not one but both of my. I mean, look, for me personally, I would have loved it.
Mm-hmm. You really?
Know? Well, so I did both of my graduations, right?
Yeah, I did too.
Do you know what I remember most about both of them?
No. What?
How fucking long they took!
Yes. You know what? Yes. The fact that I made my parents sit through UNLV's like 4-hour graduation ceremony was, you know, at like 9 a.m. Like, what are we doing?
So, oh man, and that's it. It was just they take so long, and it'd be one thing. Especially in college, right? I think college should really change the way and I get for money reasons you probably can't. I think college should change the way they do graduations, in which each school should just get its own graduation, right?
Yes, I agree.
Because in college, like if you're in journalism, right? So that's J. So you have to wait for all of the A majors to go before you, right?
Right.
And then guess what? You don't get to leave because now you got to wait for every other fucking college to go through too.
Right. After the J.
You know, and then you're just sitting there. And look, if you get to sit next to like a homie or two, that's different. But they have you in order by alphabetical order. You don't know these motherfuckers. You don't know who's next to you. So you're just sitting for 4 hours. It's not like they have it in the fucking movies, right? You're just sitting there for 4 hours. You're just like,
yeah, awesome. Like I did not graduate with any of my friends. I was the only one in the class, and I was like, "This is kind of sucks." I'm by myself, like this whole time, just sitting here. Yeah,
I graduated with a bunch of my friends. They were just not around anywhere. You know, I had one friend. I kid you not. I'll tell this story real quick. He found out on the day of graduation that he wasn't graduating.
That is so shitty.
I know. Like, it was one of those things. He literally thought that the director of the school came up to him because he was presiding at the graduation, right?
Yeah.
And he just goes, you know that your credits didn't go through, right? And he's like, you're fucking with me. Ah! Yeah. No, you are not actually graduating. Like, you'll get your degree or whatever, but we ain't actually signing off on that thing. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, your best student. Because he really was. He was like, and like, he's become such a success as he's gone on in life too. But yeah, in that day, he got figured out, obviously, but it was just so funny in that moment to see him just freaking out, being like, what do you mean I'm not actually graduating? My mom's here.
So was he able to just walk at least?
Well, yeah, because with college, it's weird. Like, you're allowed to graduate. Walk is a good way to put it. Thank you. You're allowed to walk, like, as long as you're within a specific amount of credits, you're allowed to walk. So he was able to walk. It was just, that's what I'm saying. They were just like, you're not getting a degree, bro.
Yeah, like, you just.
So,
yeah, that's funny. Oh, damn.
Oh yeah, you were also telling me that they had a fire drill at your work?
Yes. Okay. Let me say that one, I was voluntold to be a fire warden, which means that I'm the one who's supposed to help people get off of the floors, direct them to the stairs or whatever, right? And typically, my job will send the fire wardens a notice like, oh, we're planning to do the fire drill on this. Just make sure you're ready. If you're off, make sure you have your backup, whatever, right? We got no notice the other day. I take my lunch fairly late, like around 1:30. The fire alarm went off at 1:30, right? I was coming back from lunch, like walking into the building, and I go, oh, the fire alarm's going off. I'm like, oh, everyone's just leaving everyone's walking out the building. I go, well, damn, I guess I'm not going to be a fire warden today. I don't have my little vest. So I just walk to where we're supposed to like meet up with our floor. And I'm here thinking, like, God, what sucks is that our building is 13 stories high. So we have 13 floors, right? I'm on the 12th floor. If there was an actual fire drill and we don't know where the fire is on which floor, and we're like stuck in the staircase from the top floor, and everyone's just kind of, I'd be dead. I'm gonna just say that. Like, this is ridiculous. And I get, obviously, we have to do it just in case of whatever happens. But I'm thinking, like, how many people are actually going to be this calm to walk down 13 flights of stairs all the way to the bottom floor? How do they expect us not to bring our stuff when there's an actual emergency? Like, I'm grabbing my shit, and once I'm out, I'm out. I'm not coming back. Mm-hmm. Like, that's my thing. I'm like, oh man, this is just the worst thing. And then on top of that, it's been hot out here in Texas. Whew. People did not put on deodorant. All right, let me just say, the staircase, nasty. It was the worst time to have this fire drill.
Oh,
it was just a rough time altogether.
I'm also just trying to think, like, when's the last time I even did a fire drill at work? I cannot. And I'm sure that I have at one point. I don't even think I did I know I didn't do a fire drill in college. Like, we
didn't do any in college either.
I'm sure there was like an active shooter drill at some point, but not like an. By the way, I didn't the gun statistics. I'm feeling sad boy today. I didn't want to be reminded of more death. Just know there were more shootings. Okay.
More. Yeah. But that was just. Is wild. And then the fact that everyone had to go up the same elevators. So a whole building, and we only have like 2 elevators per each side of the buildings. Everyone was just waiting to get up back to their floor. Unless, I was not about to take the stairs for 12 floors. So I was like, nah, I'm good.
I guess my question is, like, how much trouble would you have gotten in if you just didn't participate? Not you, but just in general.
Well, they actually have the firemen go through each floor to make sure everyone's out of the building.
Right. But I'm saying, like,
what do you mean if I was just to stay on my desk?
Yeah, like if the fire alarm's going off and I'm just like, I don't really feel like dealing with this right now. And I just put my headphones on and I keep working. Right? Like, and then the fireman comes up.
I don't know how much.
Yeah, and the fireman comes up and they're like, sir, you have to leave. Like, is there a real fire? No, it's a drill. Okay, then I'm not leaving. Bye. Like, now, but that's what I'm saying. Like, would it cause, and I'm sure it would, like, I'm sure it would cause you guys to fail some kind of inspection.
Yeah, you'd probably get like a citation or something.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But even under those circumstances, depending on my track record,
okay,
I still might volunteer for the citation over dealing with what you're talking about.
Oh man. Although we did discover the service elevators where our janitors and the paper shred guys come up, so now we know there's like 2 more other elevators that we could use.
Someone's gonna get caught fucking in there. Someone's gonna get caught. I can already tell. Like, probably. God,
no cameras in there type thing.
No cameras, like no one actually knew about it before. Like, oh yeah,
right, yeah.
Someone's gonna be like, oh, I know about this spot, and then it's the one time the paper shredder guy is like, oh God. All right, yeah, all right. Good. Last. Am I overreacting?
Okay.
Am I overreacting over my employee potentially going behind my back?
Ooh.
Have an employee at my small business, usually is a pretty good person. We have another associate that works with us for government/legal services who isn't an employee, but he does need to be closely connected to my employee. Thing is, he instructs the employee directly in regards to some of the work that is to be done, and my employee does it for him without keeping me in the picture. I inform my employee that I am his boss and that he should keep me informed as to what he is being told to do by the legal associate. Unfortunately, yesterday ago, the matter repeated its, I don't understand, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately, yesterday, I'm guessing again, the matter repeated itself, and I scolded my employee for not listening to my instructions. For not listening to me, and I reprimanded him. Am I overreacting? Judy, may I? Judy, may I real quick? Judy,
yes.
please.
Yes.
You're overreacting so fucking hard, and you're the reason that a lot of people don't like going to their fucking job every day. You fucking dickhead of a manager. Look, I'm not saying that your employee shouldn't listen to you. I'm not saying that at all. If he made a mistake and didn't inform you when he was doing something after you had told him, obviously you need to have a conversation with him about that. However, who the fuck do you think you are not having a conversation with the other person too? All right? Because you're being a pussy and dealing with someone who's below you rather than also dealing with the other person. Okay? Mm-hmm. If the issue is that you just need to know what's going on, is the fucking work getting done? Then shut the fuck up. Okay? If the issue is that his other work isn't getting done because he's doing work for this guy, like I said, have a conversation with that other guy and also understand why you're really upset about the matter, because you're just afraid my employee's going behind my back is the way that he fucking decided to title this thing, because he's doing the work that he's being asked to do.
Yes.
Oh my God. And then on top of that, does he not understand how fucking power dynamics work? The fact that you're too much of a pussy to talk to the other guy, the government employee, tells the employee that, hey, he's above me, so I just need to do what the guy above me says. Why don't you learn how to be a manager, how to be a leader, how to be a fucking person? You know, whether you're a man or a woman, this is the exact reason why people hate their managers, because they only think about how they're being affected. Bitch, your job is to manage the staff, not to have the staff do what the fuck you want. Sorry, I
knew you wanted to get that out. Yeah, I could tell. I think you were just waiting for that time to just let it all out.
So when I read that earlier, that was my initial feeling. Thankfully, I had completely forgotten about it until I reread it again. But as soon as I reread it again, that match was lit. So, I mean, how do you feel about it? Because, like, regardless of how you feel, I think this person is fucking overreacting and is a dickhead.
Yes, I agree with everything you said there, because I am in this position where, because I am the only admin in my department, that everyone else is higher up than me, essentially, right? And so I always just feel some type of way when one of my other directors, who's not one of my bosses, but any of our other directors, comes to me and asks me to do something. And it's something that I know I'm able to do. And, you know, it's nothing hard. Like, I'll do it. I don't foresee like my boss is coming at me like, hey, why are you doing this job for this person? Like, you're going behind my back. Like, we're not going behind your back. We're just helping a fellow employee who just so happens to just be a higher up, you know, title from what I am. I don't see why would that be causing you to go behind your back to help someone else? Like, are they trying to leave your department? Is that what you're worried about? Like, are they trying to steal your employee?
And also, the guy said that he should be doing the work. So, like, where is the issue? Because I swear, if the issue is literally just, I want to know what you're doing every minute of every day.
Yeah, like you want to micromanage. Yeah, I get it.
Get fucked, homie. Like, that's on you. You shouldn't have to micromanage, especially at no point, like I said, in that entire thing did they say the employee is not doing their job. It's causing them to fuck their shit up. It's negatively affected. No, all I heard was, my feelings are hurt. He's not doing what I want him to do, and I don't like it. It's like the dickhead that was my manager at the fucking Emporium. I would work my ass off doing all these quotes. Why didn't you get these phone calls out? Why don't you fucking back the fuck off? How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh, God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that person. Oh, no. You're not overreacting. You're the asshole. Like, I'm just.
You are the asshole manager.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
We got 30 seconds left. I don't want to keep rehashing about how terrible this person is. So
No, okay, in the 30 seconds, they need to see you not chug.
Oh yeah.
Eat your full meat of stick.
I've been working. It's all gone. So delicious. No more.
Yay,
no
meat
more,
stick.
No more Dr. Pepper, Jack Link's wild snacks, meat stick, snack sticks. It's gone. Wash it down with cherry lime.
Yay.
Wow. It's
Good
like
times.
Patton Oswalt used to have a joke about KFC bowls.
Okay.
About how they were just a bowl of sadness.
Okay.
I've never related to that joke until I had to eat this. It was like sadness in a stick.
Oh.
It really is the perfect thing to eat if you're depressed. I feel so much better now. It like actually puts you in perspective about what sadness really is. Like, oh, you think you're fucked up? I'm a Dr. Pepper meat stick that is being eaten by someone.
Damn.
God, I think that actually, I'm going to tell my psychiatrist to put me on a prescription of these like once every 6 months. Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh. All right. Well, that does it for this show. Oh God. Sorry. It's like that.
Ew.
Yeah.
Got the meat sweat soon. Sorry, EP.
What do you mean soon?
It's already coming out the pores.
It's you think I'm sweating because I got the hoodie on? No, it's the meat sweats. I just smell like Dr. Pepper and sadness.
Oh, no.
All right, guys, that does it for this episode of A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Thank you again for listening, for making it to the end of the show. If you did make it this far, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Sharing is the biggest thing, I will say, because we're small, so we need to get out there. So, look, if you don't do it, no big deal. But if you could, we would appreciate it, whether it's you share it on your Twix, your TikToks, your IGs, you know. Just honestly, just go outside. Just go outside and say, everybody listen to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Just go outside right now and do that, okay? Wherever you're at.
Wherever you're at.
If you're in an office building, then just say it in the middle of the office building, okay? If you're doing a fire drill, wait until the end of the fire. No, if you're stuck in the fucking dirty
staircase.
The dirty ass staircase. Oh man, I love me some A Conversation with Judy and Ryan.
Perfect. Yes.
On YouTube at TABPOD.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw it out there.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you guys. And we will be back next week or next time right here on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Bye.
Bye.